Making headlines and being in the spotlight is nothing new for Tiger Woods. He's pretty much been in the news ever since he started playing golf, so naturally his presence at the Augusta National this week was already a huge story in the making, but that didn't stop Tiger from causing a frenzy when he showed up in his new FOOTJOY shoes instead of the original Nikes. Keep watching this video as we give you more on Tiger's new shoes. First up, all Nike. Tiger Woods has been endorsing Nike for his entire career, if you think about it. In 1996, he first showed up with that classic polo shirt with a swoosh on the left side of the chest, not to mention a Nike cap with his personal distinctive TW branding on the front. Also, Tiger Woods has probably been Nike's greatest asset in golf since 1996, because we can confidently say he's helped them sell millions of dollars worth of equipment. So it makes sense why something like Tiger changing his shoes would be such a big deal. But still, it was only his shoes that were different at the Augusta National this week. Tiger was still covered in Nike, and technically speaking, he had Nike on his feet too if you count his socks. But anyway, it isn't like FOOTJOY is a new company or something. In fact, FOOTJOY is known for making some of the best golfing shoes and equipment in the world. FOOTJOY shoes are said to be very stable and comfortable, and considering the fact that a golf player will probably have to wear them for hours at a time, FOOTJOY shoes are definitely a good option. And if you think about the whole car crash Tiger had last year, that might just be the reason why he decided to change shoes. Next, a health issue? Alright, so Tiger Woods hasn't commented on this yet, and since it's been such a big deal lately, he's set to address the shoe change on Wednesday. But before what we're about to tell you, we'd like to say that this is just something that we think might have been the reason why Tiger changed his shoes. Tiger Woods was in a devastating single car accident last year on the 23rd of February. His car was so messed up that firefighters had to use axes to chop up some of the parts and get Tiger out of the car. Thankfully, he managed to make it out of the accident, but the injuries he experienced would go on to have a tremendous impact on his golfing career. The Los Angeles Times reported that Tiger had almost lost his right leg in the accident. His right shin and calf bone were completely shattered. We don't want to get into details too much, but some reports mentioned that his calf bone was literally poking out of his skin. Another report mentioned that his right ankle had also been completely crushed. So it was a pretty bad accident, and a lot of people thought that Tiger probably wouldn't ever play golf again. But fast forward 13 months and Tiger is playing at the PNC Challenge with his son. Although he was given permission to use a cart in that challenge, we did see him sort of struggle on the right leg. But anyway, the PNC Challenge doesn't even come close to the demands of playing the Masters. And considering just how tough the Augusta National is, Tiger might have changed his shoes to battle the harsh conditions and possibly support that right leg. Guess we'll just have to wait and find out if that's the reason why Tiger changed his shoes. Up next, Nike shows support and possibly a new pair of shoes. Like every other golfing enthusiast, Nike was just really happy to see Tiger was well and still playing the sport at its highest level. The official statement from Nike also mentioned that they're really proud to be with a gifted athlete who continues to inspire people all over the world. At the end, Nike did say that they'd continue to work with him and hopefully design something to meet his new needs. Now, that isn't saying something like Nike will make a new pair of shoes for Tiger, but if you think about it, what else does it even mean? Especially when you look at how Tiger is still wearing everything Nike except for his shoes. So, what could Nike be possibly talking about when they say they'll continue to work with him to meet his new needs? We're definitely expecting a new pair of shoes now, and a really good pair of shoes too. And even though FOOTJOY is a household name in the world of golf, their days seem limited, because Nike will probably go all out with what they're about to design for Tiger this time around. Packards. By this point, you're probably thinking that we've talked about pretty much everything in question except for the new shoes. Well, if you play golf at a club or you're just interested in the sport, we sort of had a feeling that you'd see them soon enough, because literally everyone will be wearing them sooner or later. The Packards, which are probably the #1 selling shoes on FOOTJOY at the moment, are a really interesting pair of shoes. They sort of rock a modern and traditional feel when it comes to the exterior look of the shoe. And while they might seem a little hard and flat, they're lined with a really soft material that cushions your feet at the bottom, almost like floating. But anyway, the shoes do not compromise on comfort. And if you haven't seen them as of yet, you can go check them out or just wait to see them at your local golf club, since everyone will be wearing them now. Now, in other news, a ruthless competitor. If we talk about some of the best golf players in the world, Scottie Scheffler easily makes it to the top 5. He might not be #1, but he's just a ruthless competitor, and it's been this way for years now. He's practically dominated the golf course in the past couple of months, winning 3 of his last 6 events, including the WGC Dell Match Play. But one thing we love about Scheffler is that he doesn't really care a lot about titles or rankings. He's more concerned about having fun on the course and just playing some good golf. We reckon if he was just a tiny fraction into rankings and titles, he would have dominated that too. But unfortunately, it's hard to get a little bit of the spotlight with players like Tiger Woods around. Not to mention his simplistic view of golf. He has a habit of taking things at face value. He doesn't make things any bigger than they need to be. He wants to play golf, win, and repeat. Scottie is super confident that he has enough Augusta experience to take over the Masters, and we're really looking forward to seeing him play. Next, more players, more chances? Australia has not held back with the Masters, as it sends 6 players to the Augusta National this week. It almost seems as as if Australia is playing the numbers game. 6 players meaning 6 separate chances to win. The pool of players is pretty diverse if you look at it. There's a former world champion, 2 players ranked in the top 6, and 3 debutantes. And if we had to pick the best from the 6 players, Cam Smith probably has the best shot out of the lot. He's also coming off a fresh victory after winning the Players' Championship. Now, we already know Cam Smith is the best in the Australian pool, but trust us when we tell you this, he's easily one of the strongest competitors this year at the Masters. He has every chance to win it, considering the confidence he has after winning the Players, as we mentioned earlier. But still, that does not mean that there isn't any hype around the other 5 names either. And while golf is surely a game of experience and mindset, there's a lot of optimism around the less fancied players as well. Up next, golf gives back. With everything going on in the world of golf, Tiger Woods' new shoes, the Masters, a lot of gambling, and top picks, we often miss out on how golf always gives back. Not a lot of people have heard about the Jim Cook Classic. So it's an annual golfing tournament that raises funds for various charitable causes. And this year, what they're doing is just so heartwarming. Jacob Arledge, a little boy who has a tumor the size of a watermelon in his chest, was urgently in the need of a lot of expensive medical equipment and procedures. After hearing about the case, the management of the Jim Cook Classic has been really eager to get new equipment and the best possible treatment for Jacob, so he's healthy and has a good life ahead of him. It's always such a special sight when we get to see the world of golfing give back to the society. It really shows that golf is indeed a gentleman's game. That's it from our side, folks. So what do you think? Are the injuries and numerous surgeries why Tiger changed his shoes? Do you think Tiger will be able to return to form this year at the Masters? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.